Here we go, in Tulum, which I didn't realise it was Tulum until we got there, but it is Tulum, the famous Tulum, which all the tourists love, but this is kind of a different experience to all the raving, all that kind of stuff. It's a bit like Legoland, that bit, but when you actually get inside, it's more of an adventure, as you will see. So stick with me on this video. I know already you're thinking, should I click the next video? Is this going to be hella boring? No, it's not. It's good, so stick with it. Just showing you some clips of my day and you'll get the idea. This is the entrance, so once we get through this bit, we're in, and I'll show you guys what's going on in Xel-Ha. So join me on my adventure today with my wife, who pretty much hates adventures, so it's going to be a fun one.
Hey guys, today I'm in Xel-Ha. You wouldn't know it, it just looks like all these commercial...
So yeah, the overpriced tourist shop to be expected with any of these kind of tourist attraction places. But I guess it's good. Some of the stuff's quality, and I guess without buying a load of plush toys and stuff like that, how could you tell people and show people that you've actually been on holiday? You must buy all this stuff that will end up in a cupboard, no doubt, and never used or looked at again, because you're on holiday, guys. So yeah, and yeah, to be fair, my wife does like adventures. She loves travel, but she's shown me some great places. Traveling around Mexico together has been a real cool experience, but this kind of adventure park thing isn't really for her, so she was doing it as a little birthday thing for me.
I wore a thing like this for my wedding. Nice Mexican Yucateco design. I like it. So this is beautiful Xel-Ha, and as you can see, it's really nice. They got a few adventure things. There's a few animal things, but that's exploitative, so I wouldn't support that. They got like swimming with dolphins behind me, and they got manatees. It's okay if they're in the wild and you get the chance to swim with them, but I wouldn't pay for that, because you're just encouraging animals in captivity, and they don't want to be. They're only there for entertainment purposes. But anyway, this place is beautiful. Look, the jungle. It's all like jungle and stuff. There's lots of other activities here at Xel-Ha. You can go doing snorkeling, water slides and all that kind of stuff. The donut thing in the water, so that'll be good. Lots of things. Parrots here.
Amor, you can scan this.
No.
Watch out, babe.
Yeah, that's quite a nice place.
So when you get in the place, you're kind of at the other end. You need to get up to the other end, which luckily they have a little train thing. Well, it's actually just like a jeep with a carriage thing attached for people. So they take you up the top of the river, or you can rent a bike and cycle up to the top of the river. But yeah, I recommend either really, but it's a bit of a trek, I think, on the bike. But yeah, once you're at the top, you then get in the water where you see the river kind of goes off and thins out. That's where the river kind of goes round a bit, and it's all kind of thin and proper lagoon, sort of where you'd expect to see crocodiles and stuff, So you go through this kind of little thin part of the river, which takes you round where it opens up, and you then just can kind of float down the river. They got little boats and things you can float around on, or you can swim down, and I swam down without any flippers, because I couldn't get any to fit me, so I couldn't be bothered wasting time trying to find some, so I just went in without the flippers, which slowed me down a bit, as if you snorkel and stuff, you'll know it helps you move a bit faster. So it's quite a big river, so I recommend, if you can get the flippers and everything, do it. They got all that for free once you're in there to use, and a snorkel, a good snorkel too. So yeah, I grabbed the snorkel, headed down, but I didn't realise how big the length of the river was, and my wife didn't want to join me for the big part of the river. She was a bit nervous. It's not her kind of thing really, but I ended up going in the river, and then we lost each other for a bit because she was somewhere else, and I ended up swimming the whole length of the river there, pretty much what you can see, trying to find Nirvana, because I didn't have my phone, so it was in a locker, and she was going off down to meet me down the other end, but I didn't realise quite the length, so it took me a good hour or more just to get down there. swimming and drifting down the river, and halfway you can get out and use some zip wire things. So I did a bit of that, and then I thought there was a path which would take me back down, and I ended up coming to a dead end where I had to get back in the river. So I got back in the river, swam down, and it was a lot of swimming. My body's aching now the next day. It really takes it out of you, but it's good exercise, and it really gives you the idea what it feels like just being chucked in the middle of a river. But luckily you've all got life jackets and stuff, so you know you're safe, you're floating away. But it was quite an experience. It was like just being thrown in the river kind of thing. Once you were in there, you had to just, you know, ride it out, wait till you drift along, and you can swim if you want, but it's a lot of swimming. And yeah, luckily it's all down, the current was going down, so towards where I needed to go, but trying to swim up river was very difficult, because some of the time you'd be trying to grab floats and things that were floating by, but yeah, for the majority you're just swimming away. And yeah, that's what I did, and it was, yeah, quite a workout, which I wasn't expecting. It was an intense experience just swimming down that river, but really cool, you know, to do that out here in like the Caribbean waters. And you know, it's like a lagoon, so it's like salt kind of water, but also fresh river water. It's like a bit of both, you know. So you get lots of different animals. You would get bull sharks and crocodiles, but like I say, they monitor the water, so as dangerous as it gets was the stingrays, big old stingrays too.
Here we are in Xel-Ha. Right, my love, you enjoying it?
It's salty water, right?
Yeah, it's just like estuary, it's like both, isn't it?
There's a big stream there.
Yeah, there's big stingrays down there, but they were like in a little area.
So these stingrays were found further down the river, and they must feed them because they were all gathering here, but looks like they could have been anywhere in the river. While I was floating down the river, I did not imagine one of these could have been underneath me, but I'm guessing they could have been. So yeah, they would have been underneath me as I was swimming around in the river, but typically they're safe, you know. They're bottom feeders, and they're not typically a danger, but they do have a sting, so there's always the possibility. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't really realise they were there until I got down further the river and filmed that video.
I don't know if they're around us now, but yeah, there's the big slides. But yeah, Xel-Ha's pretty cool. You can just swim around all of this for miles, really. Recommended if you're adventurous. If you're not, it's a bit less fun. It's worth a visit if you like a bit of an adventure. My wife doesn't really like these adventure things, but she's being a bit adventurous, aren't you? You being adventurous, babe?
If you are not adventurous like me.
Don't care. You gotta be adventurous. Yeah, look at those slides. They look crazy. I won't be doing them. No. There's a cave here. Look at the cenote as well. They got everything. They got lots and lots of stuff. I'll show you some underwater stuff. Hey guys, Xel-Ha in Mexico.
So yeah, here's some of the fish that were about, typical kind of fish you see when you're snorkeling out here in the shallows. There were some bigger fish, but I seem to have forgot to film them. I've done this kind of thing so many times, not here but other places, and I forget I forget what people want to see, but I wish I'd filmed some of the bigger fish, you know? But for me it was just great being in there. There's some of the bigger ones, slightly bigger. Yeah, really nice, cool to see, just swim around and chase some fish, you know. I put my hand out for this one, but he didn't seem intrigued, wasn't interested in come and say hello, but you can see they're just everywhere, loads of fish. But I think if you swim deeper out you might see some bigger stuff, you know. I've heard the barracudas have been spotted and all sorts of stuff, but it's relatively safe, or perfectly safe maybe, I don't know. They say it's safe, so it must be safe, but there's a lot of sea life there, you know.
Ooh. And there we have it. Let's freshen up here. Yeah, this is Xel-Ha, so come if you like a bit of an adventure. I've swam all the way down the river today, from all the way up that way. Big old river all that way. Goes right up the river. I've swam all the way down it and it's been pretty intense, to be honest. Nirvana, I'm not so interested. You don't like swimming down the river, do you? Too deep.
I'm standing in a rock.
You're on a rock.
I can.
Sit on a rock. Yeah, it's a bit rocky here. Rocky Balboa. Anyway, see you later, guys. Do you recommend this place or not?
If you like adventures, yes, and no, like.
And you get some free drinks. You get free alcohol, but it's so hot. I haven't really been drinking. It's not worth it, I don't think. Get just dehydrated and stuff. So.
You need water.
Yeah, keep hydrated. I think if you're doing this, because it's quite an intense place. Yeah, lots of adventures. Anyway, bye. See you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.
And here we have the juvenile heron on the hunt for prey fish. So this is a very cute looking heron. I've never seen one this small. It must be just a young one, but it's doing this typical hunting there. They wait for fish to pass by and then they pounce. But yeah, he's really nice. I've seen these in England and it's weird to see them here all the way in Mexico. He's grooming himself here. Yeah, I got some good footage of that one. It was really nice to see. So some cool wildlife to be spotted if you're actually looking out for it. And there's talk of possums, and we spotted Aquatic too, Cotamundi, so very cool. So this is a spiny-tailed iguana, one of the species of iguana you get in Mexico. Someone's obviously spooked him for him to be climbing up that building. It's not good, but he should be okay. They're pretty sturdy creatures.
Cool. Beautiful lizard here.
So this is a basilisk, I believe, and I think they're the ones that can run on water kind of thing. They're really fast, and yeah, they're like the Jesus Christ lizards that you see running along. But yeah, they're living here by the lagoon. They're kind of a proper jungle reptile, so really cool to see, you know. It's one of my favourite things, spotting the different reptiles over here. And they're all wild. This place is like a natural park.
Matt and I, we are here
Hey,
floating.
floating around.
But I'm
Turd.
stand up in one rock because it's so scared of me.
Thanks for watching. Here's some photos which you can pay for this before you go in, and you scan your bracelet around different points in the park and it takes photos of you, although these are actually a photographer who's on hand. So if you've ever wanted to see what a fat bastard looks like underwater, this is your lucky day. You fat bastard! You fat bastard! And here's me and the wife enjoying the beautiful sun. Although I'm burnt to a crisp today, the next day. There's me on the zip wire I was talking about earlier. Very fun, there's like 3 if you go on. Here we are posing again, a couple of poses. Here's our group we went with. It's fun if you want to bring all your friends, you know. Definitely a fun day out. There's Ishkaret as well, which I haven't been to yet. So this is Xel-Ha, this place. There's Bonita Espacio with some parrots. And here's me screaming for vengeance. Scream vengeance! There we go. It's Metal Matt in action there. Hidden Wonder. There you go. Beautiful. You can see it's just such a beautiful place. We had a great time, and the photographer did a pretty cool job, I must say. Adios, amigos. Enjoy Xel-Ha.